Hey everybody, and welcome to our Monterey Bay Student Powered Film Festival. Can you believe it? Here we are, 2021, and this is our fourth annual film festival. We are the Monterey Bay CUE board, and we are here. We hope you enjoy your evening. Let's get started. All right, and of course, we are welcoming you to the big show. My name is Ben Cogswell. I am your Monterey Bay Board President, and I'm here with the awesome.
My name is Krista Bradley. I'm also on the Monterey Bay CUE Board of Directors and happy to be here.
And so, as part of our welcome, we wanted to do a little retrospection, if you will, and look at some of our history to think about. It's been 4 years for our film festival. And in this film festival, we've actually had 2 in person hosted at the Maya Cinema and 2 virtual films. So this is our second virtual one. And of course, we'll see what happens next year, but we're just happy to be here with you.
Okay, and in the last 4 years, we have distributed over $2,000 worth of prize money that has gone directly to our student filmmakers.
Over these last 4 years, we have had 122 student entries, and it's just been, each of those entries had a lot of tender, loving care put towards it.
That's right. And this year we had a record number of submissions. We had more than 50 submissions just in 2021. So as you can see, that's about half of what has been submitted over the whole 4 years. So thank you to everybody who submitted this year.
And that also made it very, very difficult for us here and our judges. And so with that, we had a week where students, we upload the video to YouTube, and your extra bonus points, if you will, was to count views for a week. And so in that week, can you believe it? There was over 8,944 views. Now, what is the most impressive about that is thinking about all those people that got to actually watch your film if you're in this film festival, and really the mark that you got to leave maybe on somebody else. And so just absolutely amazing.
And also just in the past week, in the year 2021, we had 487 likes on the student created videos. Thank you, students, for helping spread the message about global conservation. All right, and our student finalists had the opportunity to respond and let you get to know a little bit more about themselves and their video and their thought process via Flipgrid. Please, if you want to get to know our finalists a little bit better, check out this link and hear what they have to say.
And maybe you're one of those out there wondering, like my friend Rob was saying, is this pre-recorded or is this live right now? Well, my friends, this is pre-recorded, but we're watching it here live with you on YouTube. And of course, sharing is caring. 2 wonderful hashtags, regardless of your social media, is hashtag MBCUE, that's us at Monterey Bay CUE, and hashtag Earth Day. And when you think about it, every day Earth Day, even if you're not watching this on Earth Day. So we're going to pose some questions for you throughout our presentation. With our first question, feel free to answer it, is what is your impact going to be this year, 2021, specifically thinking about the earth and conservation. So now we have our Monterey Bay CUE Board of Directors, and we're just going to quickly introduce ourselves. Hey everybody, I am Ben Cogswell.
And I am Jen Rogers. I am the events chair, and not with us tonight is Carrie Sabora, who is a director at large.
And I am Krista Bradley.
I'm Laura Carey.
Hi everyone, I'm Michael Campo.
Hi everyone, I'm Paul Dietrich, and I'm your Monterey Bay CUE Vice President.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Rob Appel, and I'm the treasurer.
And I'm Jacob John, and I'm a director at large.
All right, so just taking a look at our goals here as we're just about to get started. We are Monterey Bay CUE. We are an affiliate of CUE. We really support growth and development and integrating technologies into teaching learning into the classroom. And we would love to, you out there, build a network of opportunities for regional educators and students to grow. And of course, this particular film festival always has another goal of promoting conservation and bringing awareness to Earth Day.
All right, and allow me to introduce our MCs for today, Mr. Paul Dietrich and Miss Jen Rogers.
Thank you for that great welcome, Ben and Krista. All right, so just a quick overview of what our film festival is all about. So these are all student-made films from our region of Monterey County, San Benito County, Santa Cruz counties. And students made films about conservation for Earth Day. And we have students from grades K through 12. We did have them in 3 different competition bands from grades K-5 competing against each other, grades 6-8, and then grades 9-12. So we spaced them out so that the seniors in high school were not up against kindergartners and so on.
And basically for all of the K-12 bands, they're all judged using 4 main criteria. So the first one is media and technical. This is where students are using text and graphics and video and different animation and sound and how they're incorporating that into their video. The second topic that is the criteria that they be graded on is connection to conservation. So their opinions and what their videos are about and how all of that ties into Earth Day and conservation. The third criteria is creative / innovative. And these are the different elements to the presentation, some extra things that the kids can add that makes their own film unique and original. And the fourth criteria is actually a crowdsource. This is actually where YouTube comes in. So this element is to be determined by the amount of interest in the video has garnered online. And this next slide is actually a screenshot of a page on YouTube here where all the videos are captured. So from April 10th all the way through, I believe it's the 16th, that's when the videos were put out on Monterey BayCUE's YouTube channel, and students and parents and friends could watch and share all the videos and get all the likes that they can, or all the views that they can. And the time that the cutoff time for basically that for all of this for having the views is 11:59 on the 16th. So that's when the screenshot was taken.
All right, so for each of the great bands, we have 3 cash prizes. Our first place winners will all 3 receive a $125 money prize check. Our second place winners will receive $75, and our third place winners will all receive $50. And that's for each grade band. We had several participating schools this year. It's very exciting. Our participating schools are the students that submitted films were all from these schools. Alisal High School, Baranda Meadows Elementary, Walter Colton Middle School, Fairview Middle School, Forest Grove Elementary, Loma Vista Elementary, Martin Luther King Jr. Academy, Mission Park Elementary, Montebello Elementary, Monterey Park Elementary, Sherwood Elementary, Washington Middle School, and we also had some homeschool entries.
And coming back to sharing is caring, we always have to bring in the social media aspect into this, because the more widespread, the more of the word can get out on Earth Day and conservation, environmental conservation, the better off that we will be. So remember our 2 hashtags. We have hashtag MBCUE and hashtag Earth Day. And maybe something you can send out right now is maybe just give a quick shout out to someone who has supported or inspired you this year. So make sure you put that on social media, or even you can type it up in the chat here if you are joining us with YouTube Live.
All right, so let's get started. So we on YouTube, you were able to view the top 5 finalists for each grade band. For each grade band, we then took the scores, their rubric scores, and their YouTube scores, and we narrowed it down to the top 3. So the top 5 finalists for K through 5 was Saving Sea Creatures by Demir, Plastic Pollution by Isabel, Lessons with Cardboard by Natalie, How We Can Save Polar Bears by Noah, How Firefighters Can Help Us with Wildfires by Melanie and Vincent. So all 5 of these, as well as the other grade bands are on YouTube for your viewing pleasure. But today we are only going to show our top 3. So the top 3 are all going to get a cash prize. So the videos you'll see today will be either first, second, or third place winners. So our top 3 in the K5 band are Saving Sea Creatures by Demir. And this is in no particular order, so this is just how we're going to view the videos, but we're going to show the winners at the end. So you got to stay tuned. So our top 3 for K5 are Saving Sea Creatures by Demir, How We Can Save Polar Bears by Noah, and How Firefighters Help Us with Wildfires by Melanie and Vincent. So the first one we are going to show is Saving Sea Creatures by Demir from Forest Grove School. And Demir said what he learned from this is, we help save the earth, we also help save ourselves.
Hi, I'm Demir. I want to help dolphins, fish, and creatures of the sea. Did you know people are dumping litter on land and the ocean? Over 1 million marine animals die each year because they are eating trash they thought was food. There are over 5 trillion pieces of waste in the ocean, and 8 million tons of plastic is dumped into the ocean each year. I went to Monterey with my family and my dogs. We picked up trash for about an hour. We found cigarette butts, leftover food, glass, lots of plastic. The plastic was from Starbucks. We found tops to a water bottle, microplastic.
What's microplastic?
Microplastic is small pieces of plastic that can go inside of animals' mouths, and they can scratch up their throat and they won't be able to digest it.
All right, great job, Demir. Our next film, again in no particular order, is by Noah from Mission Park Elementary. And his film is called How Can We Save Polar Bears? And Noah learned, this project taught me that we all need to value the few natural resources that we have left on this planet and to use them wisely. I also learned while making this project how global warming affects polar bears and how we can all help save them.
So, how was school? Oh, it was fine. So, can I tell you what I learned today? Sure. So, Dad, do you recall what global warming is? Yes. So then you know that it affects all sorts of animals, right? Mm-hmm. And today my class focused on the polar bears. Wait, how does global warming affect polar bears? Global warming is a huge problem for the lives of polar bears and their future survival. Okay, so before I start, just let me clarify that global warming doesn't necessarily affect polar bears in a lot of ways, but it does affect them in one big way. Okay, so normally in the wild, polar bears would hunt seals by using the sea ice. They would walk over it and try to find holes in the ice. Usually seals would be using the holes to breathe air, and when they weren't looking, polar bears would attack. But that all changed. The ice where polar bears would normally hunt is melting, so less and less sea ice is appearing every year because of this, and without a way to get their food, they're dying. And people need to recognize this before it's too late. Before you go on anymore, why should I care if polar bears are dying? Well, as one of the largest land carnivores in the world, along with grizzly bears, polar bears keep the seal population under control, which means that without polar bears, the Arctic seals wouldn't have anyone to hunt them, so there would be too many. That is a problem. Well, what can I do about it? Well, for one, you could stop using gasoline-powered cars and... Wait, how are gasoline-powered cars harmful? Well, whenever you use anything powered by gasoline, the gasoline creates a greenhouse gas called carbon dioxide, and this gas creates an effect that traps all of the heat into our atmosphere, thereby making it warmer. And look at these people, they're riding their bikes, skateboarding, and even walking. To also reduce global warming, use energy-efficient light bulbs and turn off electronics when not using them. I think we can all work together and stop global warming before animals like polar bears go extinct.
All right. Very creative, Noah. All right. And our last K-5 film is by Melanie and Vincent, called How Firefighters Help Us with Wildfires, from Mission Park Elementary. And Melanie and Vincent say this project taught me about the harmful effects of smoke caused by megafires. Controlled burns help our environment because there is less air pollution during a controlled burn.
How Firefighters Help Us with Wildfires by Melanie McGurr, Grade 1, Mission Park, with assistance from Vincent McGurr, Grade 4, Mission Park, sponsored by Mrs. Jones, Mission Park first grade teacher. I never thought much about wildfires until last summer. That's when a lightning storm started the wildfire we know as the river fire. I could see it from my home, and we watched it at night. That's when I started thinking about firefighters and how they help us with wildfires. I learned about a TED Talk on the subject, and I watched it many times. What I learned is that firefighters know that fires have always been a part of the ecosystem and always will be. Before the western United States were settled, forests were what they called patchy. This means there were patches of forest with old trees that have thick fire-resistant bark. The forests were separated by grasslands. Native Americans managed the patchy forest by burning the land in winter and spring. This way, they burned up the long grass, dead branches, and dead trees before the heat and winds of summer. Over 100 years ago, there was a big fire called the Big Burn. The new U.S. Forest Service thought the best thing to do was to put out all the fires as quickly as they could. This practice has made the forest thick with trees and dead wood that leads to huge wildfires. Wildfires today cause a lot of money and cause a lot of destruction. Firefighters are learning it better to manage the forest with controlled burns and harvesting some trees to thin out the forest. Forests have grown too thick with trees over the past 100 years. Patchy forest with some old growth trees and some new growth trees could help make wildfires smaller than they are today. There are new studies that say it is better to let some fires burn controlled by firefighters to thin out the forest and prevent big fuel loads of dead trees and branches. Monterey County has many farms growing lettuce, strawberries, and wine grapes. Many people depend on farming for their job. The Monterey County Farm Bureau believes in thinning and controlled burning of forests to keep new wildfires from becoming megafires. I think that might be right. When you see my data sheets, you will see what we are doing now to control wildfires in costly and not working that well. Now is a good time to look at the science and help our government make good decisions for all of us.
All right. So actually, before I get into this slide, I have to kind of even remind myself that the videos that we just saw are all from an elementary level. This is the K-5 band. So those students and teachers and parents and siblings, everyone that helped support these kids, we ended up with a phenomenal product at the end. So I'm very proud of our kinder through fifth graders.
Yeah, we really did. And we actually had 27 films submitted for the K-5 band. So it was really stiff competition. And they just really brought it this year. It's great stuff.
Absolutely. And kind of going back to that social media, it's about spreading the word on everything that you just saw, helping to even spread that further through your own voice. So make sure you can get onto your social media, hashtag MBCUE, hashtag Earth Day. And something you can share out right now is maybe your opinion on how do you actually celebrate Earth Day? Maybe you yourself, and drop that into the comments in the video below as well and participate in the chat. And what we're getting into now is actually our second band of the evening. This is the 6-8 finalists. So this is the 6-8 band, and our finalists, our top 5 finalists from all the videos that have come in are The Danger of Wildfires by Sage, Mask Pollution by Grecia, Sandy Shore and Coastal Dunes by Sunrise, Ocean Pollution by Jasmine and Alessandra, and Food Waste by Camila. And of those...
All right. And for those five, it's kind of like we're live, right? Those 5 are top 3 winners. Each one of these will win a prize. Are The Dangers of Wildfires by Sage, Mask Pollution by Grecia, and Sandy Shores and Coastal Dunes by Sunrise. And again, these are in no particular order. We will not find out who wins until the end, so please stay tuned.
And the first film that we are going to see is titled The Danger of Wildfires by Sage from Mission Park. And what they've learned from this video was, I've learned how to prevent wildfires.
Hello, my name is Sage and I will be informing you about wildfires. Wildfires are extremely dangerous, unplanned fires that leave thousands of acres of land scorched, destroy buildings, and can kill. Wildfires are caused by many things, but the most common causes are spontaneous combustion of dry fuel, fireworks, sparks, campfires, cigarettes, power lines, and lightning strikes. An example of a devastating wildfire is the 2018 Camp Fire in Paradise Falls, California. This was the most deadly wildfire in California history. It caused massive damage, burned over 153,335 acres of land, around 11,000 homes were destroyed, and the cost to repair, damage, and aid injured people was around $15 billion. Wildfires have many impacts on the environment. More carbon dioxide is released into the atmosphere, which increases global warming and contributes to melting glaciers, which causes the sea level to rise, and it also causes droughts. But don't worry, there are also many ways to prevent wildfires, such as disposing cigarettes, getting rid of hot charcoal, and be careful with fireworks and don't use them near flammable materials. And firefighters can try to prevent wildfires from spreading by putting it out. I hope you learn how dangerous wildfires are, and I hope you can inform other people on how dangerous they are too. Here's a short stop motion I made on how wildfires can start.
All right, and our second film from our top three is titled Mask Pollution by Grecia from Montebella Elementary School. And what the student wrote down for what they've learned is the project taught me that I need to be aware of my daily actions, of how it impacts our environment. For example, by turning off a light to save energy, driving less, and using less paper and plastic. Making a change on something we do on a daily basis can conserve our environment.
Not only has this pandemic been hard for us, but it has also been very hard for the environment. If you didn't know, the ocean has recently been filled up with a lot of paper masks. The cause of this problem is people not throwing away their masks correctly. Sadly, it's not hard to find masks just laying out on the sidewalks. Of course, we need to be safe and wear our mask, but there are ways on how to save the environment and how to be safe at the same time. When I walked out of my house, I found plenty of masks laying around, and I was pretty upset to know that people that I live around don't realize the impact they are doing to the environment. Not only was I upset about my area, but there was also an area that I was pretty upset with, and that was around the ocean. I found many other masks around there, and it really destroyed my heart knowing that people don't realize what they are doing can cause a big problem in this world. I hope you can learn that even if you think this isn't a big deal, it really is. Masks can end up in the ocean, and the ocean animals can think that they are food. Many animals can pass away from eating the mask if this problem continues. And if this problem does continue, a lot of animals will go extinct. Now that you know the ocean is being polluted by masks, I hope you can make a difference by wearing a reusable mask or disposing it correctly.
All right, and the last of the top three films that we are going to show is Sandy Shore and Coastal Dunes by Sunrise, who is homeschooled. And shout out to all the homeschoolers out there. I was homeschooled myself, all the way through 12. And what the student learned was, through this project, I learned more about conservation. I realized how much animals and plants living in the sandy shores and coastal dunes struggle. I learned about the importance of awareness, especially when it comes to climate change and pollution.
The world is full of magnificent places with vastly unique environments. Let's look more closely at California in the United States, more specifically, the coastline of Monterey County, where the Pacific Ocean sits against the sandy shore and the coastal dunes stretch for miles. Sandy shores or beaches are loose deposits of sand and other minerals, such as shells and gravel. These sandy shores cover most of the shoreline in many areas. Coastal sand dunes. This is wet sand that is deposited through the coast and later dries, forming a lifted clump of land. Many plants and animals, such as the snowy plover bird and the ice plants, even though they're invasive species, still thrive in this ecosystem. However, these animals aren't able to live peacefully with the disturbance of human activities and natural threats. Trespassing, polluting, and development are a few of the many problems the beaches and dunes suffer. Erosion will eventually cause the dunes to completely disappear as they lose a few feet every year. Climate change has also dramatically altered the sandy shore and sand dunes with rising sea levels, increasing temperatures, acid water, and more natural disasters. One of the most tragic impacts to the sand dunes and sandy shore is the trash pollution. The Pacific Garbage Patch lies in between California and Hawaii with 80,000 tons of trash that covers the sea. And the size gets progressively bigger by the second. This trash will usually get washed up on shore. Careless visitors also leave trash scattered on the sand. Trash from all parts litters these poor beaches, also by way of watershed, hurting animals and plants. Many animals will get caught in this trash and mistake it for food. This trash destroys all the animals and plants' homes. The future for the beaches and sand dunes looks bleak. Many species in the population will continue to decrease until there won't be any left. Eventually, trash may cover up these entire beaches. The dunes may erode until there is nothing left. Plants and animals will suffer the loss of homes due to development and trespassers. With heat increasing and rising sea levels, it will not only be hot, but the beaches and dunes will eventually be flooded. Frighteningly, scientists predict that the destruction may happen in just a few decades. It is imperative to act now. We can do simple acts of slowing down this process by using the rules of reduce, reuse, recycle, refuse, and compost, which will lower the trash pollution we bring into this world. Following guidelines to help preserve the dunes and the beaches is easy. Sustainable and healthier energy systems, modes of traveling, and diet choices will make all the difference. We can strive to protect these ecosystems by creating and enforcing laws. We can work together to find better ways to replace the destructive ways we have. We need to come together, hand in hand, to find solutions to the problems we created. David Attenborough once said, and how, if we can act now, we can yet put it right. We need to learn how to work with nature rather than against it.
Incredible stuff there, middle schoolers. Great job.
Absolutely. And when we, as we kind of exit out of this 6-8 band, we kind of come back to our sharing is caring and making sure we share this message out on social media. And something we can actually even share right now is asking or answering the question, what's something you have learned from one of the films so far? So you can either, send that out. That'd be awesome. Hashtag MBCUE, hashtag Earth Day. Type it up in the chat. Leave a comment. We'd love to hear from you.
All right, so now we're going to watch our final grade band, 9 through 12. So this year, our 9 through 12 finalists are Animal Extinction by Jorge, Environmental Pollution in Monterey Bay by Manuel, Be Green by Ramon, and Overpopulation and the Environment by Shareni.
And from those finalists, we have our top three, and our top three, in no particular order, is Animal Extinction by Jorge, Environment Pollution in Monterey Bay by Manuel, and Overpopulation and the Environment by Shareni.
Oh, all right. And our first film we're going to view, again in no particular order, is Animal Extinction by Jorge from Alisal High School. And from this, they learned, it taught me that we don't have to stay idle waiting for someone else to save the day. We can be our own heroes and by doing mindful, specific choices.
Have you ever wondered how animals and other species are living? We as humans tend to go on the day without giving much thought about it. And when we do think of it, we often picture the beauty of nature and wildlife, perhaps even thinking of the small animals that live in our own hometown. But there are species that tend to go unnoticed as a majority of us forget about them or don't even know them. These animals have been declining so where they are on the line of facing extinction and being wiped from the face of the earth. Until I learned about endangered species, I never would have imagined how easily these animals could have declined and how easy it is for them to completely die off. For example, bees. This may come as a shocker because of how often we see bees, but they've been declining in the population for a while, so much so they face extinction. There are a number of reasons, such as deforestation. Beehives can be located anywhere, but a number of them are from trees. Through deforestation, a number of bees lose their habitats, ultimately dying. Additionally, the use of cell phones near beehives have shown them being attracted to it. These bees will follow the signal emitting from these phones, thus losing their way back to the hive. However, probably the most significant reason for their decline has to be the parasite known as the Vora mites. These mites cling to the host, living off their fat, eventually killing the host. Even worse, the mite can spread easily throughout the hive. Another endangered animal is known as the leatherback turtle. These turtles have suffered from the harvesting and gathering of their eggs by us themselves. Furthermore, the pollution of beaches and the ocean have often resulted in a loss of turtle eggs, or killing the turtle itself when it accidentally eats it. To make matters worse, continual rise of sea levels have resulted in the damaging of their habitats. The California condor is also an animal who has suffered from the loss of their eggs. In the past, settlers had hunted these birds and collected their eggs. Additionally, they killed off many of their prey, forcing the birds to look for more food. These few examples demonstrate just how much we take these animals for granted, not batting an eye. But we can change that. There are many places and organizations working hard to treat these animals well and preserve them. A simple small donation can go a long way for these animals. But we can also do other simple things such as recycling, reducing the waste that harms these animals. Additionally, we can make sure to report any suspicious or illegal acts of harming or killing of endangered animals. Together with organizations, we can change the lives of many species, especially due to the fact that all endangered animals I talked about were all in California, one place. Think of the many other animals declining all over the world. I hope we can come together and make a difference for the better.
All right, great job. Our next 9 through 12 film is by Manuel called Environment Pollution in the Monterey Bay. And this is from LSL High School. And what they learned was, I learned that we are part of the problem if we don't do anything to fix it, like not polluting ourselves, to actively combating the problem.
Being a local resident in Monterey County, I grew up going to the beach with my family since I was small. I have always loved the sea and the animals living underwater. Yet, I have always been annoyed by the fact that there is a lot of trash in these places. There are a lot of beautiful animals that we should protect that are currently suffering due to the irresponsibility of people. I've been annoyed by this, so how can we fix this? One way we can fix this is by picking up trash and throwing it away. Another way we can fix this is by reducing amounts of restaurant next to the sea. Consequences if we don't do any action. If we don't do anything, then animals will keep dying due to trash. Trash like plastics can cause pollution. We also eat sea animals that have previously eaten trash. My personal experience. An example was when one day I went to Moss Landing with my family and saw soda cans in the shoreline, so we had to pick them up. I have also passed by Oakhorn's lot and have seen a lot of trash around the area, including sofas and other plastics, like TVs. This connects to me because people are leaving trash in places that I've valued since a young age. I know that sometimes we're too busy doing other things and don't pay attention to the really big problems like this. So, I want you to take time out of your day to help this problem before it's too late.
All right, and last but not least, from our 912 band, we have Shareni with Overpopulation and the Environment from LSL High School. And what they learned, the more we learn about ourselves, the more we will see impact that our daily decisions have, not just for ourselves, but for our planet.
Hello, my name is Shareni Lira. I was born in this place called Earth, and so were many, too many, and I learned that later in life. And that overpopulation has been a problem since the Industrial Revolution during the 18th century. Overpopulation is one of the reasons for deforestation and habitat loss. According to Overpopulation and Environment by Rayner, overpopulation has resulted in the growth of urban settlements, which in turn increases deforestation, land degradation, waste, and pollution. In other words, there are forests being cut down in order to clear land to make buildings for more people to live. Since trees are being cut down, this means that animals are losing their homes, which gives them less chance of survival. Furthermore, trees give us oxygen, store carbon, stabilize the soil, and give life to the world wildlife. Without trees, global warming and climate change become a bigger threat. As you can tell, overpopulation is a huge issue. I know that the one-child legislation is a very controversial concept, but I think that it should be encouraged, not as a law, but just as an idea. What I mean by this is educating others about the effects that overpopulation can have and let them choose what to do with their body. Plus, education can be very beneficial. Countries who are educated in overpopulation have a dropping population. Plus, educating makes people aware of ways to come economically, individually, and environmentally when they have more kids than they can afford. Overpopulation must be addressed with quality education to make sustainable not just our existence on Earth, but also Earth as we know it. I know that alone I won't be able to make much of a difference, but together I believe we can. So I'm asking you to help me stop overpopulation. Thank you for listening and have a nice day.
All right. So that was our 9-12 band. So at this point, we have actually seen all of the videos from the top 3 students for each of the 3 bands. And kind of as we head into our next kind of our second part here, just a quick reminder that for our sharing is caring and spreading the word out there, and having a thought of maybe responding to how do you share conservation with others. So now that we've kind of seen all these different ideas, what's something that you can do either locally or on social media where you can actually share these ideas with other folks.
And one of the best things about this film festival is that you, as participants, are sharing your views, your conservation with others. You are sharing that message of the importance of conservation with everybody who has viewed your films. And as we saw earlier, it was over 8,000 views. So really awesome stuff.
Yeah, very, very well done.
All right, so we are now going to pass the torch to our closers. I'd like to introduce Mr. Rob Appel and Mr. Mike Ocampo, and they're going to take it from here and tell us who our winners are.
I am so excited by this next part. I am Rob Appel.
Hey everyone, I'm Mike Ocampo. And now
the winners. All right, all right.
So before we get there, we just want to give kudos to all the great videos that we've seen so far. You're all winners, but thank you. They've been wonderful. But if we can move on to the next slide. Before the awards, well, we want to thank you, our awesome and wonderful teachers, for the work that you've done. And so on the next slide, we have a list of participating teachers.
Wow.
And all of these wonderful teachers that you've seen on the screen, or that you're seeing on the screen, have a important part to play in getting our students prepared for the wonderful videos that you saw. But in addition to these great teachers, we also want to thank, our parents, our guardians, and caregivers, our older siblings, everyone who participated in supporting these phenomenal students to put these videos together. So if we can just give them all a quick round of applause, virtual, that would be great. You've all done a phenomenal job, and we just want to give you a heartfelt thank you.
Yeah, just a real big thanks to all those people that supported this. But of course, we want to thank the students, right? And we want to reward the students. And one of the great things about the Student-Powered Film Festival is that students get cash prizes for their work. And we know they spend a lot of time with this work, and so it's really great to reward them with these prizes. Our third place prize winner is going to receive $50. Our second place prize winner will receive $75. And our first place prize winner, get this, $125, Mike.
Cash money, Rob.
Cash money. All right, well, let's get it rolling. All right, K5, for our kindergarten to fifth graders, for that first band that you saw, can I have the drum roll as we begin with the awards? Here it comes. And we are going to be introducing the second and first place winners. But do you know that the third place winner, don't forget, they also get that $50 cash award. But beginning with second place, the envelope. Let's rip open that virtual envelope. And the winner is, all right, How Firefighters Help Us with Wildfires by Melanie and Vincent. Way to go, Melanie and Vincent. That was an awesome video.
All right, good job, good job. All right, moving on to our first place winners in our K through 5 band. First place winners, if we can open up that envelope. First place winners are?
Oh my goodness.
All right, How We Can Save Polar Bears by Noah. Congratulations, Noah, first place winner. Good job.
Way to go, Noah.
All right, that was great. So as we're moving on to our 6 to 8 band, we want to get going and celebrate these achievements. So if we can start with the drum roll, please. 6 through 8.
There it is.
All right. All right, second place in our 6 through 8 band. Rob, if we can slash that envelope wide open. Second place is?
Oh my goodness, it's a tie.
It's a tie. All right. So second place winners are the Dangers of Wildlife by Sage and?
Oh, just like the Danger of Wildfires. Yes.
Oh, my apologies. The Dangers of Wildfire by Sage. And second place is Mask Pollution by Grecia. Good job to the both of you. Second place winners.
Awesome, Mike. And now we're heading into that first place, that $125. Oh my goodness, who can it be? Let's open that envelope up. And it is Sandy Shore and Coastal Dunes by Sunrise. Way to go, Sunrise. Awesome.
Good job. All right, Rob, we have a 9 through 12 band coming up.
All right. Thank you very much, Mike, for keeping me on task. And we have another drum roll for these fine films too. So let's do it. And who can it be for second place? Who's it going to be? I'm going to open up, or we're going to open up that envelope together. And it is, Environment Pollution in Monterey Bay by Manuel. Way to go, Manuel. Awesome.
Good job.
Oh my goodness. First place, Mike. Take it
on. So first place in our 9 through 12 band. First place winner, envelope, please. Let's get that wide open. Let's see who it is, Rob. First place winner is Overpopulation and the Environment by Shareni. Good job. Congratulations.
Well, that was incredible. Those award winners, the films, the just the support that is behind those from everybody. I am overwhelmed. It is so impressive to see this student work. Again, a huge shout out to the teachers, a huge shout out to the parents, and then of course, most of all, a huge shout out to the student, to all the students that participated. Everybody that submitted film. It was just a joy to watch. And then of course the finalists, right? The 5 finalists, the award winners, great work.
All right, so thank you everyone. We hope that you've enjoyed it so far. We have our hashtags up again, just as a reminder, hashtag MBCUE, hashtag Earth Day. We are talking about sharing is caring. And so we've got one last chance for kudos and congratulations. And we want to again thank everyone who has participated, our teachers, our parents, older siblings, everyone who's had a hand in putting these videos together. Most importantly, our students who we're here to celebrate. So congratulations once again.
Yeah, and then this is going to close out our time together. Again, we're really grateful for you for being here today and following this great work. You can contact us. Monterey Bay CUE wants to collaborate and connect with you. You can see there's a variety of different ways to do that, beginning with our email account at montereybaycue@gmail.com. And you can see Monterey Bay CUE is also very active with social media. You can see our Twitter hashtag there, or excuse me, our Twitter @ MBCUE, and then Instagram and Facebook. Thank you so much for being with us tonight. And we look forward to seeing you next year for the 2022 Student Powered Film Festival. Thank you, everybody. And last but not least, we do want to just give we want to acknowledge those winners again, and we will be sending them a form so that we can email, or not mail, but mail their certificates and prizes, and also the cash awards. Or excuse me, they'll be in a check though. Take care, everybody. Thank you so much.